Hey everybody, welcome back to our video fly tying series. I'm Steve Worley, owner of the Worley Bugger Fly Company. Today I'm going to show you how to build the Shiva Skwala Stone. So this is kind of a unique stonefly pattern that it's built with heavy lead dumbbell eyes, and it rides hook point up. So very little snagging with this. Been fishing this for about the last 6 to 8 weeks on the Yakima here, and it's been producing very good results for me. Not hard to twist up. Doesn't take a whole lot of time, but it's pretty heavy with the dumbbell eyes, and you know, it's coated in UV glue too, so it works great in conjunction with you know, another trailing fly like, you know, San Juan worm if the water conditions are poor. You know, a little tungsten mayfly or caddis pupa attached behind it. It goes down super fast and really fishes well. The trout really been liking the looks of it. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to tie the Shiva Stone Skwala version. And again, too, like other stonefly nymphs, this thing can be tied in you know, a variety of sizes and colors. Today we're going to do skwala size, so about 8s and 10s, but you can also, you know, the salmon fly is up and coming, so you can tie them in black and brown. Great for goldens or our short wings in the fall. So stay tuned. Shiva Stonefly nymph Skwala version. Okay, so let's get started here. So first thing, tie this on a natural bend hook. Put that in your vise. I'll just lay down a quick thread base here. Go to the back of the bend of the shank. And then the first thing I like to do is we're just going to put just a little dubbing ball. And this just helps. We're just going to put it right here at right where you stopped your thread. It just kind of helps separate the tails, the rubber legs, and just kind of splays them out. Helps the fly look better, just proportionate. And so just double up your tails there, just split them, get a good length that you want. It's better to have them longer. Just lay them on top there, and then you're just gonna capture the rubber leg material there, and then just start binding it down. Usually what I'll do is just kind of run that thread forward to about where your body's going to stop. So that'll give your body a little bit of bulk, so you don't have to build up so much uni stretch on there. But you're gonna just take those, I just pull them tight, snip off the excess. Okay, And you can just leave those long for now. That's fine. Okay, so once you have your rubber legs in place, you're going to take a piece of black ultra wire, and you're going to take this piece of gold hollow tubing, and you're going to run the wire into the tubing. And you need a piece that's, you know, I try to get it about 6 inches long. You're not going to need that much. Just try and do as long as you can. It helps if you wet both the tubing and the wire. It'll go in a lot easier. Feeds right in there. Okay. So once you have that intact, you'll lay that up on top of your shank and bind it down as well. And then you're going to take a cut a long piece of this Swiss straw, because it's really inexpensive for how much you get. It's like nothing. Flip your hook over, because this is going to be riding upward. Okay. Run your thread back. And then take and just lay that in there right underneath the hook point, and then you're just going to bind it to the shank there, and just make sure that it's, you know, pull on it, make sure it's snug, that it's not going to pull out on you. Just run your thread up to within about 3 or 4 wraps of the eye, and select your lead dumbbell eyes, lay them on top here, and then we're just gonna get them in place where we want. Get them even. And then you're just going to figure 8. Figure 8 those in place. Pull tight. And then it's usually a good idea just to, you can hit them with UV glue or you can hit them with super glue. I just kind of prefer the UV glue. It's just not messy. Like, you know, if you get super glue anywhere and you touch it, it's just, you know, it just starts creating messes. So make sure when you fry this thing that you'll see occasionally it cooks really, really fast. The UV glue does. Don't breathe that smoke in, or you know, let it get into your eyes. It's an irritant. So when you have that completed, just do a half hitch here and snip it off. And then we're just going to take another bobbin. You can use the same bobbin, but I just, you know, every serious tire tends to have a couple of bobbins laying on their bench, so I just have one ready to go with this yellow uni stretch. And what this does is just, it builds our body for us real quickly rather than, you know, just using a bunch of our thread, you know, to wind back and forth. It stretches, hence the name, and it builds a body up really quickly because of the denier of it. So just try to keep it uniform. Once you got the size of the body built that you like, just go ahead and half hitch that. And you can snip it. And then what we're going to do, this really makes it iridescent in the water. So we're just going to take and coat it with UV glue. It also makes it super durable, because I've been fishing this fly pretty consistently now for about the last 6 weeks, and I have the only ones that I've lost is the ones that I've busted off and fished. So with the point riding up, you don't tend to get hung up with it very often. So just coat that. It's also going to add weight. The more UV glue you put on here, it adds weight to the fly, so it really gets down quickly. Done. Okay. So once you have that, then just reattach your thread. And then we're going to take and we're going to run our Swiss straw over the top. Which really gives you a great color. Really variegated, you know, for the Skwala. They're really pretty, at certain times, pretty brown. And then you've attached your hollow tubing and your wire. You're going to create your rib, just running that counterclockwise. Up to your point there. And then trap that between your thread and the hook, tie it off. Get it good and snug. It's always good, you know, not to have an extra pair of scissors, an old pair, laying nearby, instead of using your good sharp ones to chop wire. So just chop that off as close as you can next to the hook. And then again, we're going to take, it's a little bit easier to do this right now than doing it at the end. So take your UV glue and run over the top of that Swiss straw and that rib. And again, that'll just makes it more durable. And then just fry it. Get her cooked real well on there. You can see how it's created that nice underbody look of the Skwala. A really olivey yellow, and gives you that top. of the stonefly, that nice brown look. So you're gonna just grab a ball of this Hair Zero Plus dub. This happens to be gold. And we'll start building the thorax up a little bit here. Don't need a whole lot, just enough for a half dozen turns or so. That's going to kind of aid in applying our set of rubber legs on there. So again, I just double up the leg, one leg, just double it up. And just lay it up on top here, just get it kind of centered. Bring your thread over the top, and then if you watch my videos before, it's just, you know, you can see it. It just holds that rubber leg in place, usually pretty well, until you get wild and crazy like that. But again, just lay it up there on top, get it in place where you want it, and then you can cut the loop, and then you can pull the rubber legs down on the side, get them where you want, and then you can attach them real well. With that dubbing in there, it just gives them something to bind into. Just kind of sucks them right into that dubbing. So then next we'll apply a little more dubbing to your thread. Build this thorax up a little bit more. So yeah, you just pull that over and you'll create the very first portion of your thorax. It's the actual gill. So there's usually about 3 plates of those on a stonefly nymph, most stonefly nymphs. So next we're going to take another one of our rubber legs, and you can get them as even as possible. Just put it around the thread there, and I'll just tie it right down behind the eye. Get that cinched in there, and then just run your thread right underneath to the back of the hook eye, and then I'll just hold those down, bring your thread over the top, and we're going to tie those in, and those will act as our antenna. Going to give us a lot more movement. If they're really long, you can cut them off a little bit, just so they aren't getting in your way. And then we can always do the final touches at the end. So when you have that completed, bring your thread back behind your eyes. And we're going to reload our bobbin with some more dubbing. Build up our thorax a little more. This is great dubbing. It's rabbit, so it soaks a lot of water quickly, adds weight, It's got some nice guard hairs in it too, make it real buggy. So you don't need a whole lot, but you can just kind of start filling that in and get it even. Just kind of twist it around, make sure that it looks good. And then you're going to bring that piece of Swiss straw back over the top. Make a couple of thread wraps. And then again, back behind the eye. And then we'll double it back again behind the eye and tie it down. Pull hard, pull tight, get it nice and tight, get that cinch down. This thing's going to be fishing hard along the bottom. It's heavy. So then you can just take and you can cut this piece off. You can keep it kind of long. Again, the Swiss straw is really not very expensive. So better to have it a little longer, and then you can do the final touches. So we're going to add just a little more dubbing just to kind of hide that thread. Just twist it on there nice and tight. Lay that right in. And then you can either half hitch or whip finish. Pull tight. Okay, cut your thread off. And now you can just kind of fine tune a little bit. That's a little long. I don't mind that these antennae are out there a little long. That creates a little bit more movement to the fly. Get these. Get your rubber legs how you want them. Your tails. Tails are a little long. You can chop those a little bit. Okay. Then we're going to take our last little amount of UV glue here. Be careful not to get it in the eye. It's a bugger boy. Trying to get it out stream side. And then again, just burn it with your UV light. It gives that great look of a stonefly nymph thorax. Nice and translucent. Lots of movement with the rubber legs. It's been really, really good fly for me. This is going to continue to fish. And again, you know, this is the Skwala version. You can tie it in. You can tie it in a larger size in black. You know, maybe put orange eyes on it for a salmon fly nymph or golden stone. Any kind of stonefly, just modify the color and the size, and it'll work great for you. So there it is, the Shiva Stone Skwala version. Appreciate you watching.